Let's get it. The name is Law Nation. And as the room fill up, be sure. And I mean just that, be sure to hit the like, share this content, let a friend or that neighbor know where to go when it's time to tune in to Cowboys, sports talk, and beyond. Come on. All right. Mama said, there'll be days just like this. Come on.
What more do you want from me?
Let's get it. The name is Law Nation, baby. Yo, they really say ain't no party like a cowboy party. But what about a Law Nation? Whoa, come on, baby. Stand tall or not at all. Come on. All right. And who running? Who running? All right. Come on. What we tell them, baby? What we tell them? What we got? 5, 4, 3, 2,
That mother don't miss. In the heat of battle, he don't.
Come on.
In the heat of
All right.
controversy, he don't.
Let's get it. Yeah. Come on. All right. Yeah.
This is where we hold them. This is where we fight.
Yeah. All right. All right. Appreciate everybody, man. Thank everybody for tuning in. The name is Law Nation. Appreciate each and every last one of you all that's tuning in to this particular episode. We got beef, man. We got beef. The NFC got beef, man, and I love it. Malik Neighbors is really going back and forth with my guy Trayvon Diggs, and it's crazy because I'm sitting here like, man, to know that I started this, oh my goodness, man, I love it, man, come on, yeah, and the craziest thing of it all, I know is June, but man, we got to get through July, and we got to get through what pretty much Oxnard preseason and all of that stuff, but I love it, man, and I love hearing Giants fans and Giants community people, man, talking glowingly of their team, like, you know, Malik Neighbors, you know, and I like Neighbors, you know, I like, I'm thinking of all types of things, man, you know, even though his neighbors, Malik Neighbors, is not like neighborhood, but it's going to be like a good neighbor, Trayvon is here, you know, for a pick, because, hey, that's just what it's going to be, right? Come on, man. I'm thinking of all types of things that I can think of on how we can play off the name Neighbors, you know. Like a good neighbor, a pick six is here. Come on, man. Yeah. Yeah, Diggs versus Neighbors, man. That's going to be a real good thing. And on top of that, ladies and gentlemen, I like it. You know, I know y'all like it too because, let me refresh it right here. Yeah, refresh my gram or what have you. So this is what it's all kicked off to be, man. And my guy Trayvon Diggs, he's not going to fold up like a wallet nor a lawn chair. Hey, Neighbors, you may be good. You may be great. You may do all of those wonderful things for your franchise and organization. But right now, let me know if he's writing a check that his quarterback most certainly can't cash. Let me know if I'm wrong. I think for sure that Malik Neighbors is writing a check that we all know for sure his quarterback, he ain't better cash that one. No. He is not going to be able to cash that check or those checks over there. It's going to bounce. It's going to be a pick six for that. Let me know if you guys can hear me pretty well. Give me a 1 in the chat. Shout out to everybody that's tuning in. Shout out to you, Michael. Shout out to you, Jay Lombardi. Appreciate you, as well as Pittman. We got a lot of people here. JV boy, appreciate you. Appreciate you. Lisa, what's good with you? Let's go, Lisa. Yeah, 1 is all good. So with that being said, I've been working hard, y'all. I've been working hard for these boys, man. I'm trying to do all that I can and can all I do to get this particular crew back on the right page, right? I know, I get it. It's been 28 years or somewhere along those ways, but I'm going to tell you right now that last night got a chance to bump into Amari Cooper. Shout out to Amari Cooper. Shout out to what he's been doing with my guy T-Mac. They had the TLC, Team Comeback League. I meant to say TCL. I was saying TLC, but TCL, Team Comeback League. The Dallas Enforcers versus the Philly Smokes, and he was out there because he trains. He works with Tony Mack, and he wanted to show his love and adulations and support. So what we did was we bumped into him, and we got a chance to talk. I tried to do my stuff, man. I tried as much as I could, right, to get this man with the silver and blue and the star on the side of his helmet again. Yeah. That's what I want. I want to see my guy, Amari Cooper, back over here. Now, granted, he still collectively is still under contract with the Browns, right? And he's having a soft holdout or something like that so he can get his coins, his bag. I don't think that Amari Cooper will ever recoup that $6.5 million pay cut that he took to stay here. But it is what it is. Come on with it. Talk Your Talk Media. Appreciate you. Neighbors knows he's in trouble. Danny Penny Jones. Oh, yeah. And don't let us fool around and get this dude over here, And I'm going to tell y'all again, Amari Cooper refutes that he ever said that Dak Prescott is the black Kirk Cousins or the melanated Kirk Cousins or the dark out of the darkness Kirk Cousins. He didn't say that, ladies and gentlemen. He didn't say that at all. So don't be getting hit up with the clickbaits and all of that stuff. But I can tell you, it still is as funny as this post right here. Let me see if I can get to it. Y'all remember my guy Outlaw Cowboy last year? They always say these things, right? That the Cowboys, we got the third best coach over here, right? The Cowboys, oh man, our defense ain't hitting on X, Y, and Z, right? Oh man, when we see everybody got that good June and July talk, a little August talk, but when it's time for September to remember, and I get it, we haven't danced around a lot in January, but somehow the Cowboys always on the bottom end of things from the 3-letter to 4-letter network. Everybody kind of saying that, hey, the Cowboys, hey, this coach is better than Mike McCarthy. Don't give him flowers, right? Oh, this guy's better than Mike McCarthy. That guy's better than Mike McCarthy. Hey, I'm old enough to remember, hey, Saquon Barkley was going to be one of those things, whereas we can't beat him because he's going to be phenomenal. I think Saquon Barkley is like 0-7 versus the Cowboys or 0-8. He never won a game playing while he was a Giant versus the Cowboys. But all of these years, we supposed to be in great fear of him. But my guy Outlaw, he says, and this was last season. Look at the date, September the 7th, 2023. Me seeing Giants fans saying that they're going to put up 40 points on the Cowboys defense this Sunday. And let me just let y'all know, man, let's laugh at it. Shout out to you, Hawk. Yo. Hey, the guy he laid out, he got him out of them flip-flops. Yeah, that's how it is, man. Every single year. Oh man, look, this is how the goalposters moves, right? So I'm trying to craft this storyline up so when we play this other audio that you guys can understand what I'm saying. But the storyline is always, hey, Cowboys are trash. Cowboys suck. They garbage. They won't do X, Y, and Z things. I don't foresee the Cowboys going into the playoffs, right? First we don't make the playoffs. And then when we make the playoffs, it's, hey, you'll be one and done. And most people, far as the pundits, critics, they've been right with the one and done type of thing. I can't hold them. I cannot release them of those things, right? But I can tell you that every year I thought that we supposed to be trash. And it's the craziest thing of it all, ladies and gentlemen, like Ripley's, believe it or not, that the Cowboys, the only team in the National Football League that in the last 4 or 5 years, 8 years, basically, that we only beat garbage teams. We only beat below 500 teams. But somehow the schedule ends in our favor, especially in the last 3 seasons, right? It ends in our favor of us winning north of 12 games. So I guess all 12 of those games are just garbage teams, right? And nobody else. It is quite strange to me. It's very strange, like Ripley's, believe it or not, that you can literally look back and there's only a spoonful of quarterbacks that you can look at and say, hey, man, they won a Super Bowl. Russell Wilson, hey, he's long in the tooth now. Yeah, I get all of that. Who else we have out here? Aaron Rodgers. It's been over 13 to 14 years, right? And Matthew Stafford, we hearing stuff that's going on with Stafford and company. They do some evil stuff over there to get the attention to make him elevate his game. We probably play that audio in a few. And Pat Mahomes. So there should be a ton of bitter teams out there, bitter, not better, but bitter teams about their circumstances, right? Right. Another 40 pieces on his way. See, next year, like people think. Now, granted, like I said, I'm going to preface my statement. I like Malik Neighbors. I like his skill set. I like what he can do. Smooth out of his cuts. He's a yak monster, right? But once again, he's writing a check that his quarterback can't deliver with, right? There's an evil world out there. And speaking of that, Speaking of Matthew, it's Matthew Stafford's wife right here. Let's listen to what she said.
Wait, so was he trying to casually date and you were all in?
Oh, yeah, girl. Anyways, long story short, it wasn't that cute of a relationship at first. I hated him. I loved him. I dated the backup to piss him off, which worked.
Yes.
He was like,
that'll do it.
He was the bad boy, too. Like, Matthew's so sweet and Southern gentleman and all that stuff. And the backup was the complete opposite.
Yeah.
It's an evil world we live in.
So they lived in the same dorm because athletes lived in the same dorm, and he would see my car there. And so at one point, he, waited and followed me out and got in my car and wouldn't get out.
Stop.
And he was like,
this is so hot.
Man.
This is amazing. It's working. Yeah. I was get out of my car and he was like, he's not right for you. And I was like, what? You can't tell me that.
Man, look at these podcasts, man.
Not the one who made the rules, right? Do it, left, do it, right, do it, left, do it, right, do it.
Hey, these podcasts, boy. Hey, wow, man. Everybody got a podcast, man. Hey, I bet you Matthew Stafford, ain't he like a $45 or $50 million man? He should be sitting there like, hey, baby, let me holler at you right quick. Come on, now, come on.
Sacrifice.
You don't have to make the sacrifice, baby. Look, we done hit the lottery of life. You don't need to be on this thing talking right now, So she bagged his roommate, or I guess his backup quarterback from when he was in Georgia. And I'm sitting here like, God, dog, man.
It's an evil world we live in.
How's that even a situation there, man? Hate is a strong word. Yeah, T-Jack. Man, God has said, hey, she let the homie hit, good grief. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. Right now, it's the off season and it's dry. So maybe that's what she's trying to, conjure up some news and all of that good stuff. But, Ernie, he also put this out here of what this dude said. Okay, Collins quarterback's tears. I'm looking around and I don't even see a Rain Dakota Prescott. So there goes to show you guys. I get it, man. I get it. Jordan Love was phenomenal in that game. Jordan Love, phenomenal. Matter of fact, Jordan Love, Green Bay Packers last season is the regular season. They also beat the Kansas City Chiefs. And if they had a better kicker, they would have beaten the doggone 49ers. But that's a whole nother conversation. But what I want to tell y'all beautiful people that's watching right now, the Green Bay Packers, with their play action stuff that they had, right? And their coach is no one to sneeze at as it relates to drawing up and dialing up plays. And their run action, it created a lot of problems for a lot of folks. It did. But it goes to show you that, man, content click farming is a real thing. It says leaving Dak Prescott, who was second in MVP votes. I get the critics who say, when do we count the seconds of MVP votes as qualifying material? It was cool when the Eagles fans and the Eagles community did it back in 2017 or 18, whenever Carson Wentz had his little run. I think it was 17. And they were saying, hey, man, he came close to winning the MVP. And that's all we heard, all the way up until the brother got $30-something million. But to make a longer story short, I do believe that MVP is one category, right, which is cool. But also I do believe that also within the confines of these conversations and talking points, that Dak Prescott was all-pro. Can you take all-pro away and say, hey, although he's an all-pro for last season, let's take him away. Let's take all that away because he didn't win that playoff game. Look, let me know. Let me know how the rules work, because I'm trying to figure things out, ladies and gentlemen. I'm trying to figure things out. And nobody cares about number 2. Yeah, you're right. Nobody cares. Shoot. Ask the Buffalo Bills. And Buffalo Bills are in the news too. I don't want to re-share what they came out with. But they came out with the gay league, though. I just don't want to pull it up, but, to each his own, right? They came out with a full – I was like, thank goodness, man, the Cowboys didn't decide to lean on that, and they just did something with Juneteenth. You know what I'm saying? And yeah. So shout out to all of those people. Jordan Love has been in the same system since the Green Bay. He's really not a rookie. He's a 3 to a 4 year player, right? So he was ready to play. And almost beat the San Francisco, and he beat the Chiefs. Yeah. Smoke one for you, spitting all types of facts over there, man. I can't make this stuff up, man. I love it, bro. I absolutely love the facts that you're spitting out at the nation. But neither here nor there. Hey, Toxic said the Diddy/Drizzy League. Yeah. True story, right? True story. Now, there's some of you guys say, man, come on, man. I ain't gonna go play for that league. Yeah. Some people say they won't play for it, but they fool around and start offering them contracts. We'll be looking. Ain't that right, TC on the drums? We be looking. We be like, hey, TC said he wouldn't play for the Drizzy. He wouldn't play for the Diddy League, right? And then all of a sudden, they say,
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
Where my breaking news button there? The Buffalo Bills No Diddy League or Diddy League has now offered Seabass, JB, they drafting y'all, JB, T-Jack, a contract worth $50 million. Ah, shit. Hey, how much they paying? T-Jack said, hey, man, you know, we in a micro recession over here. If the money right, Birdie said, hey, she playing. Yeah. Everybody got a price. You know what I'm saying? Like, so we straight playing football, right? These are the rules, you know. It's still football, not human ball, right? Okay, let's go. Nah, somebody gonna have to say, hey, man, all money ain't good money. The swallow up Packers are in the mix. The tush push, you know, some of those teams already got names, you know. The tush push Eagles are on the run, right? You know, oh my goodness, man. Right? Don't counsel me, man. It's still early somewhere, man. Don't counsel me. Who's signing up? And like, man, Law Nation finna sign up for the Diddy League over here, man. Oh my goodness, man. Well, let's get to the topic at hand. I done played around with you guys long enough. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. By the way, if we offended anyone, charge it to my beard, not my heart. Okay, we love everyone over here, and love is love, as they say. And shout out to all of the people who support the channel and beyond. All right, so we can all make a good laugh at it. You know, we can all make a good laugh at things, but neither here nor there. Let's see if we can pull up. This one right here. Okay. All right. Let's go with it. Can y'all hear audio? Yeah, hear audio? Bump the audio up all the way up. All the way turned up.
NFC Championship trip. You know, I've been a columnist for 26 years. And I said, maybe I'll do this long enough to cover an NFC Championship game that has the Cowboys in it. I don't know. I may not make it that far. I wouldn't predict it this year. They don't seem like a team that is all in or that has rebuilt their roster in any way to get better. They're going to depend on other teams' mishaps. Philadelphia continuing to flounder, although I think Philadelphia at least showed after their season they were serious about what went wrong. Changed both coordinators. Seemed to have a pretty great draft. Seemed to make good moves. Cowboys seem to pretend like going 12-5 is all that matters.
All right. Last year, my stance was those who draft the most needed the most, right? And last year, for the first 7-8 games, I ain't gonna even lie, the Eagles did look really good. You know, they looked so good that, you know, the fan base were talking mad stuff. Who remember, right? Who remember Montisha? For those who got the faint of memory, they look real good. And we thought that they was going to make like this surge. But for those like really, like, let's be real. They look good. But then there was like, hey, look at that. That ain't going to be sustainable enough. Hey, some of us had those, hey, come on, Eagles fans, chill out. We see something now. But they were looking good. They were looking great, you know. And let Montisha say it, because I think that she can dissect it a little bit better than what I'm saying.
We're looking great. Go Birds. Let's go Birds. E-L-G-S, E-L, Eagles.
So what I'm saying, and I'm not saying that we should build our future on the principles of, okay, look at what happened last season, right? And I said those who draft the most needed the most, or what have you. And we did a very safe draft last year. We didn't really move the needle. When you're looking at drafting a defensive tackle, you already have to have the notion that that's going to take anywhere between 2 to 3 years, give or take, before you see any returns on your investment, right? and tight ends, the exact same thing. So by those 2 picks being our first 2 picks, it was really like, hey, fan base, I got to do my best impression of being, hey, I'm keeping the Kool-Aid good for y'all. I'm the captain of the stirrer of the Kool-Aid community. Y'all know how I get. Like, I'm not going to beat these boys up. But I told you all that, hey, this is what can happen, right? I'm not saying that this dude will be able to bust through walls and all of that other stuff. And Luke Schoonmaker is going to be the second coming of Jason Witten, or even to the degree of the level of even what Dalton Schultz was, right? So we looked at last year's draft as a very conservative draft, right? Now that we are moved on from that time frame, we still don't know who Mozzie is, right? Because he got the shoulder situation. And it's a real old wait and see because Schoonmaker, he's been hurt, right? So we're still in that shadowy place. But what I'm saying, that even with a messed up draft, who won the division? And even the Eagles. We're looking at them some things like, hey, they making moves. Look at all the stuff that they're doing. And down the stretch, they lost 7 games down the stretch, or 6 or something like that. And I'm not trying to compare apples to apples or oranges or what have you. But there was some more losses in there because we saw a couple of weeks like, hey, look at that. And the Cowboys, for the life of me, we knew our inefficiencies. We couldn't do 2 things, and it carried throughout the entirety of the season. We couldn't run the ball with authority, right? When we needed 2 or 3 yards, we just couldn't get those things going last year. Even though we were beating the brakes off some teams. But we had some of those moments like, hey, when we going to have a dominant ground game, right? And then we couldn't really stop the run. And all you have to do is just go back and listen to our call-in shows and listen to Coach Marv. Y'all listen to Coach Marv and he'll call in and he will give you that medicine that you don't want to sip. Yeah, Law. Yeah, Law. You see it. Yeah, we won, but look, we got to have the ability to stop the run. Y'all remember how Coach Marv called in? He put James Earl to shame, right? Yeah, Law. Listen, Law. Tony Pollard is not an every down back. We got to get somebody else to help him out. The run scheme, Law, I'm telling you. Y'all remember that? This is not the Twilight Zone, but that was real things. Real tangible things. And we never correct those issues. We just kind of put some plaster over it and kept it moving, right? We never fixed those things. So what I'm doing for the 2024 season, I'm calling out the things that we definitely need to fix. I can't call it out now because we haven't played a game yet. But, yeah, JV says he remember, So let's listen to what he had to say.
And they think they're going to continue to do it without adding pieces other than the draft. So I think it's very, very tough. On top of all that, you've got the situation. CeeDee Lamb needs a contract. Dak needs a contract. True. Micah Parsons is a year away from needing a contract.
I got a good rebuttal. I got a good rebuttal from my Chevy. Chevy says, and you still haven't fixed them. And, okay. We don't know, bro. We don't know. How many offensive linemen did we draft this year? Can y'all put the names down? How many offensive linemen? We had issues. We had a lot of nails last season with the run game. Who was our hammer last year? Rico, a rookie fullback, Hunter Luepke, right? So I get it. This is the area of this right here, and I know y'all don't like it, but...
Well, what I'm saying is that there are known knowns and that there are known unknowns, but there's also unknown unknowns, things we don't know that we don't know.
So here's what I do know, Chevy, and I do agree with this one point. a zebra is a zebra, right? It's not a hippo. A hippo is a hippo. Mike McCarthy, not calling him a hippo. He's not run game guy. No, he's not. Right. So it don't matter how much he can try to put stripes on him and say, hey, I'm a zebra now, you know. No, we still see you, Mike. You know, you a hippo, man. Oh, he can he can try to stand on his tiptoes, say, I got a long neck, and now I'm a giraffe. No, Big Mike, you a hippo, bro. You know what I'm saying? So you got to do the things that you know that you do best, right? So you got to position yourself to do the things that you know that you can achieve at the best. And that is tight end game, tight end work. That's why we had my guy on the show the other day, so that he can dissect the real reasons why Mike McCarthy is in love or in tune with these tight ends, right? In pass game. Oh, my goodness. Mike McCarthy know how to put people in the right positions as it relates to those things, right? But the problem, his Achilles heel, been always it been run game. So the first thing that they did last season, well, this offseason, is when got a guy named Steve Shimko. And I hope I'm saying that name right, because Shim can go a whole bunch of other ways. But Steve, they went and got that dude from Boston College, right? And he improved that particular Boston College offense from they was averaging 280 yards a game to damn near 400 yards a game. So he's a very creative guy. So a lot of shoes, yeah. So we just trying to get these shoes to match, right? The belt and the other accessories that we have, right? And so what I'm trying to say here is, Chevy, he is right. None of this stuff have changed at all. We got 3 new offensive linemen, right? Tyler Guyton, Cooper Beebe, and some guy named Nate Thomas. Shout out to the Thomas, right? But that don't move the needle until we get a chance to see. Now, I know Ezekiel Elliott can give you, and I get it, you know, in that playoff game, he didn't look good the last time he was in the playoff game. They put him at center, for crying out loud, right? But I do know if you block it up front, and if he need to get 2 or 3 yards with that cantankerous head, he can lean forward and give it. Pause if necessary. So I think that also with Roy, say it with me, Freeman, he's another hammer. If we need to get 2 to 3 yards, that Royce can get it. Yeah. So we now got a few hammers and a few nails, and not just all nails. Now, I like Rico game. I like the way Rico run. But everybody, mama, uncle, cousin, probably including him, got reservations on whether or not he can play a full 17 weeks. Yes, Kevin said, ooh, Kevin, man, I wish I had something I can throw it at you, man. He says, yeah, balance is always key. Yeah. Let's go with it.
Mike McCarthy needs a contract.
He does.
That's a lot of people to be on the line when you haven't really added to the depth chart.
Well, I guess that's the sense of all in, right? And that we keep
all out.
No, what we keep referring to all in because that's what Jerry said at the Senior Bowl, for crying out loud, back in January, and this general sense of that meant all in, which is we are going to pull out any possible stop free agency and things of that nature to make some moves to supplement a roster that they think is championship worthy and get rid of some guys and bring in other guys who get the sense of what it means to be a Cowboy to win a championship. But his all in definition was we believe the people that we have built for last year are going to be the guys for this year, and we're going to go all in on these guys. And they are going to have to prove it 1 year to stay, to get more years. And I've never really heard of an all-in definition like that. To me, Tim, one of the stories of the 2024 NFL season is going to be the way that the Jones family, or Jerry in particular, handled being one and done by the Green Bay Packers. That's it.
And it was a shocking one and done, with Green Bay having 48 points with, 12 minutes to go. And best scenario,
man, all I can say is when that damn Green Bay boy got us shook, boy. Green Bay, they like the new AI when AI first came out, like the crossover effect, right? And they are like the LeBron James, like, hey, man, look at LeBron, right? They are like a new flavor of ice cream that no one thought of that tastes real good, right? That Green Bay, I know it hurts, man. It stings, man. And it stinks, too. It's all of those things balled up into one, because I can tell you, none of us thought that this was going to happen. Like blown out. Like, can you lose by 3 points, right? Can you keep it close? But Brandeis says people pay people their money, Jerry. He doesn't learn. Yeah, I mean, hard to teach old dogs new tricks. I feel you, and I appreciate you. Love you, Brandy, but it's hard to teach that. All right. We didn't see this. Like we knew that, like, hey, I get it. Home game, you won 16 or 17 games in a row at the crib. In a row. For you to be flat like that, offensively speaking, defensively speaking, I might as well throw special teams. And they drilled us real bad. Real bad. And all I could think of, and call it bevies of excuses, I think that when the moment is so hot and bright in Dallas, I don't think that the Cowboys necessarily fold. I just think that they are just not prepared. And this is one thing that the NFL and the league needs to really just do a deep dive for me. Law, what are you saying, Law? What's the deep dive? I just think, hear me out, year before last, Cowboys versus 49ers. There's no way on God's green earth or blue, however you want to look at it, round or flat, that Kellen Moore, and I'm not using this as an excuse, put his best efforts in on game planning versus the 49ers when he had his head on a swivel for a job. Head on a complete swivel, looking for a job, looking for opportunities on where Mama Moore and all of the kids Moores are going to eat and live at the next year. He ain't prepared himself for the Niners. And if you quantify that and you move that to this past season, right? Cowboys versus Green Bay Packers, there's no way that you guys can tell me that Dan Quinn, the sabotage man, came up with a finite game plan, or that all rhymes for your mind, on stopping the Green Bay Packers, because we did things absolutely different. We're like, hey, I thought we hippos, man. Why are we up on top of the tree, man? The mud is over there. You're supposed to get it out of the mud, hint, Man, he had the hippo in the trees. He had the hippos running with the cheetahs. There was no game plan, and I get it, man. People going to say, nah, Law, we just trash, man. I think that Dan Quinn, he saw the writing on the walls. And he's like, man, this is my last year here. I'm already thinking about this job interview. Hey, why they didn't call me back? What did I do wrong in the other interview? Oh, this team. Hey, why didn't you? I think that they need to absolutely just need to change the rulings. Y'all see how long this offseason is? What's a difference 1 or 2 weeks can make? Not much. All they got to do is just wait till when the Super Bowl is over and you can interview anybody you want. As old folks say, Tom, Dick, and Harry. You can interview them all, right? Pause if necessary. They just need to figure out a way, because look at this is a long off season. You can push the draft back, right? Ain't nobody doing anything between June right now until July. Push the doggone draft back 2 to maybe 3 weeks, and everything can still keep working. You don't, or just keep it the same. But I despise a situation whereas you done fought. This is the craziest thing, because illegal tampering is a real thing. It's a real thing, right? You can't, well, tampering, I meant to say. Tampering, you can't tamper. You can't tamper with people, right? While during the season. But damn it, you can tamper with the player or the coach, I meant to say, during the postseason. That don't make sense. Right now, if preseason was here and you say, hey, I really like this coach right here, I want to bring him in for an interview. Tampering, right? If you're going to lose some draft picks or what have you. But why you can do it in the postseason, you can't do it in the preseason, right? So all they have to do is just wait. So your focus, your mindset can be on one thing, winning, and it won't let a third of your fan base down, right? It won't have you thinking like, man, if I fool around and win this week, that's going to knock me out for the next week of having the opportunity to interview with this team. They already got me against the ropes. I already heard whispers that they already moving my stuff out of my office. Hey, I might as well go ahead and lose this week so I can be ready to be a coach for another team and have a 3 to 4 year contract, right? Let me know if I'm wrong. Somebody can let me know if I'm wrong. And I write those long paragraphs on why I'm wrong, right? Because y'all know how to do that especially on Facebook. I don't even read it all. I read about 2 or 3 sentences and I'm like, man, God dog, what they chat GPT the thing? But what I'm saying is, I think the focal points just don't be there in Dallas. They talk about all about the players, and the players know it, man. Who's old enough to see Mighty Duck? Mighty Ducks was a real thing, man. When they find out that coach going to take that money and get another job, they're going to pay more. Hey, the players are like, whoa, we made it all the way here, and you going to do this to us? Shout out to the Mighty Ducks, man. I forgot which series that was, but y'all give it what I'm saying. These players know. So some of these players on 1 year, 2 year contracts, and they worried that coach was a good friend of theirs. Hey, coach, you going to remember me? Hey, coach, you ain't going to forget about me, right? You going to come back for me, right, coach? You leaving? Where you lead, I will follow, you know. Yeah. Yeah, Beast Mode said Mighty Ducks was the last time Cowboys won something. Yeah, I mean, shoot. Hey, low key, that year, 94, 95, that's when the last time, rap music was rap music. You had Tupac, you had Biggie alive. You know, you had a whole bunch of stuff. The Bulls were winning. You know, you had a lot of good stuff happen in the 90s, though, believe it or not. When you really go back and look at everything, the starter jackets was busting, you know, shoot. Yeah. But what I'm saying is collectively, ladies and gentlemen, just figure out a way, NFL, to hold back. It's postseason. Just because your team went 1 and whatever, 1, 2 or 3 games, don't be coming over here trying to take our guys, right? Yeah.
You have 2 draft pick offensive linemen starting. That's without any injuries. That's right away not a good sign. You don't have Tony Pollard. I don't have any understanding what the Zeke thing is all about. He can't possibly be a featured back, and I'm not sure he can be anything significantly helpful. But we'll see about that. They didn't go out and they went out and got Eric Kendricks. Mike Zimmer brought in Eric Kendricks, who didn't seem to really like Mike Zimmer at the end of his time in Minnesota. So that's an interesting mix.
Hey, I get you, Tim. But Tim, you got to understand this. The two-man Taylor, you know, Tim, he ain't about like, you know, it ain't about who like who. You know what I'm saying? I almost gave him that Denzel, like you. Where is it that I have to like you, you know? You got a roof over your head. You know, you got running water. You know, Denzel going off on him on that movie. That's a good movie called Fence. But this is all about this right here, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm going to tell you, I didn't like my head coach. I didn't like him. I didn't like my coach at all because he was very mean. But
get your up there, contain the damn ball. This is why we do it. Hey, too many missed tackles. Let's go.
Yeah,
we're too damn soft.
You don't like nobody yelling at you like that. No. And when I heard like multitudes of other players echo the same thing, old folks say not everybody's lying, right? Not everybody's lying. I love that. I don't think that we have the kind of caliber of player like a Darren Woodson on our team. This is a 3-time champ, right? Darren Woodson said the exact same thing that Eric Kendrick said. And if you were to line side by side who's the better player, collectively speaking, you go with Woody all day over Eric Kendricks. You see, a lot of times, what coaches want to do is to bring their mindset and pour it upon you. I'm going somewhere with this. I'm going somewhere. Presence is everything. Have you, that's in the chat, ladies and gentlemen, knew of someone who had a strong presence? And when they enter the room, you can feel their presence. Like, man, that person got a strong impression. That person got a great influence. That person they can command a room. I'm listening to what they're saying. And the craziest thing about it, that person can leave the room. Woo! And their presence will still be there. See, good coaches and good leaders know how to leave their mark, leave their presence there in the room. So when we start talking about integrity, we start talking about right decisions to do, you hear that voice of that person with that strong impressions, that strong presence. Not just of the mind, you know what I'm saying? That you can feel that person. They can be long gone and dead or far away in a different dimension. Because I know this for a fact. That even at my grandmother's house, that seat that granddad sat in, you can just feel his presence. You know. Still in that same area. Somebody say, hey, nah, they're just him there, you know. But no, you got to have that. There's nobody talking about, man, Jason Garrett, man. Oh, man, his presence, man. We stood tall, man. We made sure we cross our T's and dot our I's around Jason Garrett. No. Oh, man, Coach Kellen Moore. Nobody called him Coach, right? Coach Moore. They call that man by his first name. You know, some people, it's disrespectful to call them by their names. It's like calling a doctor by their first name, right? You know, so that's just what it is. VA boys in the clappers, it lives on, yeah. Now there is a negative connotation to that. Maybe I take that back because sometimes we do fall into that trap. Like, hey, the clapper's still here somewhere. We can just see him clapping, chewing some gum, right, at the same time. But shout out to you, Darius Flip Houses, man. Shout out to you. So what I'm saying is that you may not like Coach Mike Zim, but damn it, you're gonna have to respect him, and you got to honor his presence. When he enter the room, he don't have to say, hey, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Dog it, you better be saying, hey, good afternoon, coach. Coach, good evening, coach. Because he demands that type of demeanor. And that spills over to the football field. I'm not finna put my hat on backwards so that I can be your buddy, your partner in this situation. Right now, I'm your enemy as your coach. And you got to defeat me, baby. And how you defeat me is by doing what's necessary. Your job. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Those who know, understand.
Please come home.
Yeah. Hold on. Out of our 18 losses, 6 were against Shanahan's tree under Quinn. We need a change in order to get over the Shanahan's tree trunk. Yeah. Hey, sometimes people just have your number. And when you was the first one that was building and creating that machine, they may just knew the codes, man, for Quinn. And Quinn probably said, okay, let me just switch it up and do something different. Let me see if this hippo can really climb the tree. And it just didn't happen for him. Yeah, so I agree, JD from D.C. At this time, man, let me play the rest of this, and we do Q&A.
That's their free agency haul. So unless they had the greatest draft of the last 10 years, I have a hard time seeing how this team is better than Detroit and better even than Philadelphia, and certainly not better than San Francisco, and how they've got Green Bay and all the other teams in the NFC that seem to be moving on.
Yeah, shout out to the Rich Eisen show. To hear the fullness of that complete interview there, click here. Go to the Rich Eisen show. Just put in the comment. Law Nation sent me, attitude reflects leadership. I love that quote right there. Yeah, I love that. You got to carry that with you, right? Your attitude, and hunger, and they don't fear no stars, right? So when you hear Emmitt Smith talk a lot, or some of the guys that was in the 90s, they talk about, hey, credibility. They talk about, hey, do we really want it, right? Do we live off of their success and things like that? You got to get out there and earn it the right way. Well, I'm going to pay some dividends into that, or I'm going to add to that. I agree with that. As anything grows, privilege do grow. Fame grows. It just jumps on you, right? Like, let's be real, Kanye West's daughters or what have you, or son, he got a son too. Yeah, they don't have to work as hard as Kanye, right? But they should be inspired too. But the reality of it is certain doors will be always open to them that will be shut and closed to most, because they already had the stardom. They already had the fame, right? So borrowed credibility is a real thing. I think that the Cowboys have a little issue with some of that, because when you play for the Cowboys, of course, you're going to get everybody's best shot. People are going to talk bad about you, and they're only rooting for you so they can build up, so that they can really stab you in the back, right? Not all, as they say, not all kin folks, or not all kin folks, or however that go. That's a real thing. Not all Cowboy fans are real Cowboy fans. They would say, yeah, I'm a Cowboy fan, but it was only due to the success and the fame that they had in the 90s and in the 70s. But or they only Cowboy fans because they mom and them love them. You know what I'm saying? But they ain't really like that, right? But then there are those who bleed this stuff, right? And that is the hardest line to draw in the sand. When you have diehard Cowboy fans that really are, and you have those who say they are, right? But they really not. And when you are the biggest fan base in the National Football League and the biggest fan base collectively, the most visible fan base collectively, some people are ride-along folks, man. Shoot, everybody ride with you, man, when you got a fun ride. Yeah. Everybody ride when you get your new car. Don't nobody look. Somebody right now, Jay Business, he go buy a new whip, a Maybach or something like this. Hey, let me get a ride, man, get a ride. But nobody gonna say, hey, man, let me help you with that. No, that's your money, man. That's your ride, man. You got to pay for that. But let me ride, dog. Let me ride. That's how people are. But let him get a Yugo or something old, busted, and broke down, and he got to put Pete and Paul out there. Shoot, nobody, hey, let me get a ride. You know, they say, oh, man, he's something wrong with him. He trash, man. You know. But, man, you get somebody that's willing to ride with you, whether he's in a Maybach or if he's on Pete and Paul, man, you got something going, right? Yeah. But that's how the Cowboys are, man. That's why I kind of I be calling them out during the season when they kind of flip their stance and say, hey, man, because what they do, they over-analyze the team, but they over-inflate. Like, man, these are 85 Bears. Man, we've been known to have the Great Wall of Dallas since 2016. Oh, man, that offensive line. Oh, man. Shoot, anybody can run 3,000 yards behind that offensive line. We haven't been healthy as an offensive line since 2015. But what people do, a lot of casual people, they hear the 3-ladder, the 4-ladder networks. Nah, man, that offensive line top notch. But they don't watch the tape. They just look at the depth chart and what those boys used to do. And then they do the comparison analysis wherever the narrative can fit. Yeah. Shout out to the angry Cowboy fan. Yeah. We got the worst D tackles and running backs in the entire NFL. Yeah. Pete, I feel you. You know, there's nothing we can do about that. Nothing we can do about that. Sad realities of it. Yeah. I mean, like, we be minding our own business, then all of a sudden, you know, they laughing and cracking jokes at us, you know, on our lack of success. Literally, and then you pull up the chart and you be like, God dog, Washington haven't won a playoff game in 18 years. Shoot, Miami didn't win a playoff game in 23 years. A single one of them. like, good Lord. You know why they don't have topic lines about that? But they can tell you there's teams, there's fans of other teams that their team done absolutely lost on Sunday. Our team won by a field goal, and they talking smack about our team. I'm like, wait a minute, your team lost. Shouldn't you be licking your wounds, you know? Yeah. Just win in spite of it. Yeah, see, Knicks. And that's the only thing that we got to do. We got to figure out this is the good this is the good thing and the bad thing. The good thing is we know. This is the absolute good thing, that we absolutely know that come to playoff time, because we getting there, Mike Zimmer is not going to be trying to field calls for interviews. When it get down to playoff time, Mike McCarthy, he's not going to be looking for, hey, man, let me just go see if it is these people going to accept me for a new job, you know, since I'm on this last year of my contract. No, they're going to be laser locked in. Now, the bad thing is, when your back is against the wall, some people don't fight. They just give up. Some people just fold and they give in. And then there are people that do fight for the ground they walk on. We would know everything about Mike McCarthy and Mike Zim for the 2024 season on how they react. Either they can fold up like a wallet in a lawn chair and overanalyze, break pencils when they write stuff, or they can just say, hey, I got this. Money ain't going to change who I do or what I am, you know. Law is the people champ. Appreciate you, man. Thank you so much. Commish, man, appreciate you. Thank you for jumping in. And thank you, Carl, for the 200 stars, man. I appreciate you. Cowboy Nation, all I can say is off season is long. Malik Neighbors is out of his cotton picking mind to think that, hey, you know, he's going to be able to just do all type of crazy things on Trayvon Diggs, because this is 11 versus 11. And all I want Diggs to do is still have safety help over the top. And if anybody knows Zim defense, you're going to have that help over the top. And Malik Hooker cover every blade of grass. So if Neighbors can fool around and throw the ball to himself, then yeah, all of this stuff can work its way out. But for Neighbors to think that, hey, he's just going to come roll up in here and beat down the Dallas Cowboys, especially if 4, and I know 4 don't play defense, but especially if 4 is under center. The last time 4 lost to the Giants, I believe, was in 2016. That's a long time. So just in case y'all didn't hear it. That boy having a cardiac arrest. Look at them toes, man. That boy came out his Crocs laughing over there. Yeah. So, and don't forget about Bland. Yeah. Pick your poison. I think that this team is going to be a whole lot better than what we were last year from a fundamental and philosophy approach. Shout out to Prize Picks as well. I think that most of you guys understand and know that Prize Picks, 100% of your deposit match up to $100 will be applied to you when you download and use Prize Picks. And also they have a refer a friend category where you can become an ambassador too. And with Prize Picks, they got all type of selections that you can go. It's the WNBA season right now. And hey, they got some fire selections over here. So check out these ladies. Go make your picks. And let's go. Action Powell says LSU, baby. Hey, it's all roll tide, baby. Well, JSU too. But for those who just not tuning in, if you are new to this channel, just know I did my part, man. I try to bring Amari Cooper back to the Cowboys. We waiting on to hear what Stephen Jones got in his pockets, right? And as well as Jerry, right? So, but Jerry, hear me out. We still got Matt Walesko, and I think we still have a 5th-round draft pick. So what I would love to see is this right here, ladies and gentlemen. Jerry Jones, Charlotte Jones, John Stephen Jones, Jerry Jr., all of them, man. You know, Will McClay, everybody, man, Chris Hall, all of those boys. All I want you guys to do is just offer the Browns Matt Walesko and a 5th-round draft pick. And then you can just scoop up Amari Cooper. Come on, baby, come on. Yeah. Let's go, baby. Appreciate everybody, man, for tuning in. Chris Blunt says, hey, Law, these teams in the East didn't just play soft in off-season. A lot of teams got better. That I do agree. Every year teams got better, Chris. Yeah, every team got better. Last year, I'm old enough to remember in departing. I'm old enough to remember the Eagles flat out better than the Cowboys. I'm old enough to remember that the Giants, they got a better coach than Brian Daboll. They got a better running back in Saquon Barkley. Just last year, they have a better wide receiver individual, collective, as they were saying, because Brian Daboll can dial up plays. They had the top 5 or top 6 defense. They were going to be better. They had a better interior, you know. Instead of, they were telling me that their version of D-Law, and they call him some type of sexy Dexy or something like that, their D-Law is better than all D-Law, right? Their Kayvon Thibodeau is better than Parsons, right? Everybody was better. They made moves, Isaiah Simmons and them, you know. You remember that, right? You know, they had better moves than us, and they supposed to have been better. The Washington team, oh, man, Scary Terry, who's not scary when he see us, right? He's supposed to have been a better wide receiver. They were literally saying before the start of the season, Sam Howell is the dad of Dak Prescott. He's Daddy Dak, you know, or something like that, whatever they were saying, right? Who's old enough to remember? Right? I'm like they literally took a dump on us. They said, man, the Cowboys, they're going to lead the league in picks. The defense going to suffer. The offense is going to look crazy without Kellen Moore. We was right for dead, right? And now all of a sudden, when the season comes and get kicked out, hey, man, you know, they're supposed to win the Super Bowl. Sam Mahomes, yeah. So every year, everybody's better than us. Then when we play them, oh, man, they just the Giants. But hold on. Oh, man, they just the Jets minus Aaron Rodgers, man. See if Aaron Rodgers was there. But wait a minute. The Jets beat Josh Allen. You know what I'm saying? Well, wait a minute. But they have Josh Allen. You know, we were sitting there like, hey, Then we lose to the Cards. Hey, I told y'all we were right. The Cowboys are who they are. Just wait. You can book it, So now we're sitting here like, okay, all right, cool. It happens to us every single year. Yeah. Daniel Jones make the same as Dak Prescott. Yeah, let that sink in, Pete. Yeah. And Daniel Jones is better than Dak. We heard all of that, right? He won a playoff game, man. You just got to continue to do X, Y, and Z. Yeah. Cardinals was a trap game. Yeah, it was crazy, man. But what really trapped us, we couldn't stop the run. And we had 14 penalties in that game. An undisciplined team, you can't win. All right? Just write that down. Hopefully, I know we correct the discipline situation with Zim. I just write Zim. Zim, can you say something for me, man? One more time, Zim.
Get your up there, contain the damn ball. This is why we do it. Hey, too many missed tackles. Let's go. We're too damn soft. I just hate mistakes. I hate mistakes.
Yo, don't we all, ladies and gentlemen? But I love y'all. And I love the dedications and the love and adulation that you guys always provide for me. Now, I got a cousin, she's getting married this weekend, so content may be scarce for the next few days. But if I can generate anything, just stay tuned. Hit those notification bells, baby. There's no rhyme or reason when I do go live, right? It's the off season. Off season. Wedding season, too. Everybody getting married in July. So congratulations to Cuz. They gonna try to jump the broom. They said, don't throw no rice at them. But hey, it is what it is. Cowboy Nation. This off season, we're looking for these two things once again. Can you run the ball? And can you stop the run? Those are the two things that we need to do from a football connotation. But from a financial situation, you got to figure out how to pay your guys early. The longer you wait, the higher the bag is. Let me repeat, the longer you wait, the higher the bag is. Prices don't go down, Jerry and Stephen Jones. As the salary cap rise, those prices rise. And you can't continue to say, hey, let's just wait and see when the next leaf is going to fall. Right? Because the next leaf is going to be preparing the other leaf, which is a money leaf. Right? So that's just what it is. Shout out to you, Tony. Shout out to you, T-Jack, Tricks, J Business. He said, enjoy your family. Tony, you are family. We are family. Yeah, we all family over here, baby. Shout out to the Angry Cowboy. Yo. Remember the distance traveled. Always remember where you are from. Always remember who you are. Always remember your morals. Always remember the things that keep you moving. Remember the thoughts that keep you happy. Remember the grind and the shine. You see, gold by itself is in the dirt, but it took triple heat and darkness and all of that to compress together to get gold. Just like rubies and diamonds, pressure and heat. You see, nothing that is worth fighting for with greatness and goodness comes freely. You got to even earn to live here. There's a statement that all of us are winners because we won the prize to be born. We had to beat out billions and billions of others to get here. So nothing is here for free. And that's the rudiment of life. You got to fight for it. Everything that you sitting on and standing and looking around, you fight for your freedom, your liberty, and your pursuit of happiness. There's many people that came before me fought so that I can be in this chair, right? There's many that came before me, stood tall, and didn't fall, and said, okay, we doing this for this generation. So what are you doing for your generation? The prize is yourself, ain't that right, Kevin? So when you look back at it, what is your determination? What is your will? What is the fortitude of your heart, soul, and sinew and mind? In time, can you rewind to the places that brought you to happiness, brought you your reason, your why? There's two most important days of anybody's life. I think Mark Twain said it, absolutely. The day you was born and the day you find out your why or realize your purpose. And if you want a thing bad enough to go out there and fight for it, to work day and night, to give up your time, your peace, and your sleep, if all of your desires of it makes you quite mad that you don't get tired, and it makes you hold everything tawdry and cheap, if life itself seems empty and useless without it, and all that you scheme and dream is about it, if you will gladly go out there and sweat for it, fret for it, or plan to lose all terror of your mind, if you would just simply go after the thing you want with all of your capacity, strength, sagacity, with faith, hope, and confidence, and stern pertinacity, if neither cold or poverty or the famish or the fame or the sickness of your body or brain can turn you away from the thing you want, if dogged and grim and besieged and beset with the help of Almighty, guess what, Cowboy Nation?
Please come home.
What we got, baby?
I got beans and bologna.
Right, this mother.
I love y'all, man. Let's get on up out of here. DC for life, baby.
Man.
He's good.
In the heat of battle, he
get
don't
it,
miss.
baby.
No. In the heat of controversy, he don't miss.
Come on.
What more do you want from me?
Oh, we can run it up. That's what we can get, baby. Yeah. Shout out to you, Justin Day. Beans and bologna. Yeah. Come on. Come on. Lately. And roll those credits. Oh, hey. What you doing there, man? Put a shirt on. Hey! Hey! Shout out to you. Come on.
Greens and pinks, it's all the same. I still save and roll my change. Take some losses when I play. Charge it to the game. I'm with
Get it.
Hey.
Yo.
I'm with Ray, yeah, I'm with Jay, yeah, I'm with
Hey, Bill Belichick.
Still the same, now switching sides, now it's about loyalty.
Bill. You got beans and bologna, baby.
I mix Nike with designer, I experiment.
Somebody, man, hey, put your mother shirt on. Get it, Z. Come on, CD. Too legit, baby.
I've been really in the field, love the rush, I love the feel. Lately, I just
shout out to you, Pete. John. Shout out to you, John. Shout out to you, Brandon JD from DC again.
I just wanna run it up. Yeah. Kinda check the song. Lately, I just wanna run it up.
Bill Belichick came from smashing them sugar walls over there.
Lately, I just wanna run it up.
Come on.
Yeah. I just be off the dome. I never own no chrome.
Shout out to you, T-Jack, Angry Cowboy. Be sure to check out his page. And remember,
zones alone, I be on road alone. Yeah, I've been really in the field, love the rush, I love the feel. Lately, I just wanna run it up. Don't need no deals, I make the deal. I have to take it to a meal. Lately, I just wanna run it up.
Get it, CD. Come on, Parsons.
Kinda check the song. Lately, I just wanna run it up.
Let me crack your claim. Fertilize your
Let's go, JB boy.
Lately, I just wanna run it up.
Oh my God! Did y'all hear that news? Y'all hear that breaking news?
Lately, I just wanna
Oh my goodness, man! I've seen some breaking. Oh my God!
We answered. I talked stuff. I thought we had it, but it goes to show you who's a better team. And I'm sticking Cowboys.
You ain't lying.
You're crying.
I'm hurt.
Let me know if this get old now.
I love my Eagles. I don't believe it.
You gonna flap the hat one more time for the Eagles?
See, when you invest in something and you hustle and you work for something, you got a different type of attachment to it. You're going to have a cold day in hell for somebody to try to take this from you. We live by this. We die by this. We don't surrender. We don't retreat. Every man must search his own soul. I listen to that quote every morning. I want to get mine out the mud. I want mine out the dirt. I don't want no handouts. I don't want no celebrity to co-sign me and somebody to see me in the street and say, I remember when such and such put you on. No.
Yeah. You ain't lying.
No.
It may sound harsh.
May sound
but
harsh.
I'm gonna beat myself up so the world can't beat me up.
Yeah.
The world is a cruel place.
It is.
It can be a beautiful place if you allow it to be. Once your perspective changes, that's when miracles happen. What else I gotta conquer so I can get to the next level?
What's good?
There's always gonna be giants at the gate. If it ain't rough, it ain't us. Let's go.
Come on, baby.
So it ain't like why me. It's like why not me?
Why
Let's
not
do
me?
it.
Let's
the
do it.
The flowers don't chase the bees.
God
the
sees
flowers
in you
just are.
what you don't see in yourself.
Come on, baby.
And
Somebody get motivated, baby.
Generation cycle.
Somebody.
And he about to open door for you.
That's right,
that
Pete.
no
Kelvin.
man can shut.
No man can shut.
That no man can shut.
Come on with it.
Because he wants them to be a witness for what he about to do.
Be a witness.
Woo! My God.
Yeah.
You want them to be a witness.
I love this devotion right here, baby. Come on,
so
baby.
keep faith.
Keep faith, y'all.
Keep faith. And don't worry about if God gonna do it.
Come on with
because it's already done. It's already done. You are favored. Victory's upon you. I need y'all to receive this message. Big dog.
Come on with it.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Somebody, it's gonna touch one person. All it needs is just to touch one person, baby. That's all it needs. I'm about one love, DC for life, baby. And come on. Appreciate y'all. One love. If we offended anyone, charge it to our head, not our hearts. At the right depth, Kane 55, Lewis, John. Yup.
Take a drag of my cigarette. Breathe me out, breathe you in. Yeah. Take a bite of my burger, babe. Save the last bite for you.
And you.
For you.
What we tell them?
Don't let the street lights
get you.
All alone.
Thank you. Smoke one for you.
You know it's dangerous to go alone. Don't let the street lights hit you. Can I be your player too? I'll follow. Wherever you go, whatever you do, player
Yup. Feed the zombies.
It's an evil world we live in.
Shame. Shame. Shame.
7 wonders all in one.
All at once.
Don't let the street lights hit you.
I won't wish you glory over.
Yeah, on paper, they're a better team. They have all the assets and resources that we don't. But let us get on the line, boys. And see if that factors in.
Come on, baby. I use this song to mellow me out. I'm the crunkest guy in the land.
If a paper crane can fly, then forever doesn't feel that far.
Come on, choir.
So far, so far. If a paper crane can fly,
Come on, hit that note for me.
forever doesn't feel that
Come on, Pete.
far.
Come on, Justin. Thank you for your support. 53 months.
So
VA boys, go hit that last note for us. There you go. Man, that last note right there. Some people like, hey, Lord, I got to hit that last note. But I appreciate y'all. One love. DC for life. Not for short.